Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time. It's Sunday, but it feels like Tuesday, but every day is Saturday. I'm so confused. How you doing, Omar?
I'm good. What's up, Michael?
Hey, man.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, Saturday, Tuesday. I'm confused. What I wanted to talk about here is first, I want to give you some props, right? You've went out, you've grabbed the award. Can you highlight? Can you show us what you earned? Woohoo! Seven-figure award, Omar Alfaro 2021 Future Flipper. That is going to go somewhere prominent in your office, I'm sure. Congratulations.
Yeah,
and now you're gonna need a whole bookshelf because you're gonna do it again in 2022, right?
I'm gonna do a 8-figure.
Oh,
I mean, because honestly, like it's like you have to, right? He talks about it, like you're gonna double or triple, or 2x, 3x your gross, and it's like I do that and I'll get pretty close.
Yeah, that is awesome.
But, I mean, it's a stretch, that's for sure, Michael. It's a stretch.
Yeah, well, again, what I see in these awards, and I've been awards based for a lot in sales, that's a thing, right? You bust your ass for 12 months, you look at the scoreboard, everybody knows where you placed, but walking across the stage like I saw you, getting the handshake, getting the picture, I love that stuff. And you have that award. That award becomes a couple of things for me. One is it's a reminder of what I've done. Right. Two, it's a reminder of what I expect going forward. Because once I get $1 million award, I never plan to not get it. So that's like the bar I have to jump over, minimum, not the max. It becomes the minimum. And then, like you said, what's next? So the next bar is an 8-figure year. So I get it, right? It's just how we're wired, man. It's addictive, isn't it?
It's so addictive. I mean, geez, if I doubled it, I'd be fine. But
yeah, exactly.
It's like I want to stretch.
Well, let's be clear. Most people would be fine if you just did what you did last year. Let's just be
true. But then, like I said before, if you're not continuously evolving and growing and adapting and changing, you're stagnant. And after a while, stagnant water does start smelling.
Oh, yeah.
And, you're not growing. You're not flowing. It's I don't want to say that you're dying, but in essence, you are mentally.
Yeah, no, growth is addictive, right? Growth is addictive. So what I want to talk about here is first and foremost, folks, my 8 experts are multimillionaire producers, do all of these things. They have their expertise. So again, if you don't realize that one rental at a time channel is different than all the others, you're not paying attention. It's not just me talking with what I have. We bring 8 high-end producers on. So if you're not liking, subscribing, commenting, being an active member of this channel, what the hell are you doing? Subscribe right now. But what I want to talk about here, Omar, is every event that I've ever been to that was worth going to, and I'm sure Ryan's event was, I had some just like 2 or 3 key things that I took away. So I'm just curious, in a 7-figure producer's business, multi-day event, what have you taken away that's going to change your trajectory going forward?
Man, that's such a huge question. But the first and foremost is focus. Focus on your end goal. Focus, reverse engineer it. Start backwards. A lot of what we talked about there was, where do you want to go, and what's your primary focus? Do you want to have more time with your family and still make money? Do you want to have? If you don't have a family, there's no reason for you not to stay completely dedicated and focused to the end goal, whatever the case. And I think I wrote down here, and you guys know that, focus, there's like an acronym, and I wrote it down, and I used to know it: follow one course until successful. And that means focus, right? And not necessarily meaning like you're not looking at shiny objects, or you're not looking at other avenues or paths of, your real estate business. I mean, because I'm in residential real estate sales. So it's like, yes, I'm following one course until I'm successful, but there's branches while you're following that course. And you just have to be really specific as to what branch you want to go through along with moving along your path. And my whole thing now is understanding that where I'm going to go here this year, I got to become someone different than I was last year.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
And isn't that a little it's a little uncomfortable, a little scary. Cause again, you just got an award for being a 7-figure producer. So it'd be really easy to be comfortable in that. But you are recognizing in order to go where you want to go, you have to change. Talk about that more, because it's uncomfortable.
It it's so uncomfortable that, like, we are our own worst enemy. Okay. Mm-hmm. We are our own worst critic. And we think that we're not good enough, or this or that. And all of us talk this way. We shouldn't, but if you don't have that feeling, you're fucking lying. I'm sorry. You're lying to yourself, because we all do. So to be in that uncomfortable situation or that challenge, to know that, okay, you did well in 2021, but that doesn't mean anything anymore. What are you doing now that's going to be able to get you to 2x or 1x your business? I'm not even talking about percentages. Like, oh yeah, I did 50% better. No. 1x, which is 100% better. 2x, 200% better. What are you doing for you to make sure that happens? And that's the part where I'm gathering all this stuff and all this knowledge and asking the questions to these guys that are, I think they don't even know where they're at, but they have the they have the knowledge and, like, hey, the fire, right? And they just share it. And it's like, okay, well, you have no idea what you just gave me right now. You just gave me so much more fuel, this, that, and the other. But then the next step after that is implementation and or executing. And that's the hardest part, because you're used to what you're used to. Yes, I'm used to making this 7 figures. Okay, but what's next? That's the scary part, because what got you here isn't going to get you there.
Yeah, there's so much in that. Again, one of the things that it's amazing to see, the real estate investor arena be so similar to the sales leadership that I had for, 10 or 15 years. When you're in enterprise software sales, you are amongst the best of the best, right? It is an OTE, which stands for on target earnings, for a software sales rep is easily $250,000. It's probably a 50-50 split. So 125 base, 125 commission for your quota, whatever your quota is. Enterprise software sales reps who are comfortable hitting quota, comfortable with their OTE, are easy to spot. Don't want those, right? I was on teams that was taking software from 0 to 100 million. That's not easy to do. I want the hunters that are out willing to work and commit and change and evolve, because I can promise you do 200% of your number, you're probably making 750. You do 300%, you're making almost 2 million a year. I want those people. And where I'm going with this is that is relatively easy to do in enterprise sales, because if you just get lucky, you got one account that trues up or does some nonsense, and you acquire this or that and they got to buy it because of some compliance nonsense. I want the hunters that are doing it every year. And this is what I see in them. Every year we do a sales kickoff every year. And what happens is at that event, we will have a procession of winners, right? We'll have it the 7-figure, right? We usually have the big check, right? Here's $1 million. These are your $1 million winners. These are your $2 million, winners. And again, it starts out, there's 50 of you, and then there's 12 of you, and then there's like the top dog made 3.2 or whatever. Where I'm going with this is those people, because after you do that, you go right into the next year and everybody's at freaking 0. The person that made 3.2 is at 0. The person who did 80% is at 0. This is where it changed. The people that just did 3.2, they're not looking backwards. They are hungry. They're challenging themselves. Their quota went up, because that's what happens. Their territory went down, and they're not bitching. They're not complaining. Oh, I had 5 accounts last year and now I have 2. What am I going to do? That's what happens, right? Some people are like that. No, they're like, I got 2 accounts. I have to map the account. I know 8 people. I need to know 80 people, right? They attack. And that's really what I see in the people that instant repeat success. So I see that a lot in you. You've taken, you spent a lot of money. You took 4 days out of your business. I'm sure you had a good time, but you are already in attack mode, and that is awesome.
Oh, you have to be, man. I mean, And we just got done talking about it. It's like, I'm not getting
Yeah.
comfortable.
Yeah.
I'm not, even though I want to, because it's like, okay, let's smell the roses for a little bit. Sure, I smelled them. Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
But I also want to set myself up a little bit and still live life through this process. And that's what I took away. And honestly, and I'll share this with you. If I'm able, or I'm saying that when I do exactly what I do or what I did last year plus more, and I freed up a day, a week, phenomenal. That is absolutely game changing. Why? Because I'm buying my time. That means
Exactly.
somebody is now replacing me
Mm-hmm.
for that extra day.
Yep.
And then I do it again. I replace me again for another day. So now I'm working 3 to 4 days a week, maybe 5, 6, 7 hours. Because truly, when we put an 8-hour work week in or an 8-hour day in, that 8 hours is not 100% focused. It's not.
Mm-mm.
Anybody who says, oh, I work so hard for 8 hours, bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not the case. Because I'd rather be focused on 4 hours of like targeted tasks that I'm completing with zero distraction versus 12 hours or 8 hours, right, in your day that's not as focused, that, oh, you're doing this for an hour. Oh, you're doing this for an hour and a half. People don't understand that. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather have 4 focused hours. And if I can get to that, or when I get to that, change my mindset, not if, when you get to that point, now you're super effective and efficient. So what someone's going to do in 8 hours, you can do in 4 because you're focused.
Yeah. It seems like that was a big takeaway for the event for you, was actually doing more with less time.
100%.
That is amazing. And that's something I think Ryan, again, I spoke to him with a week or two ago off camera. He was really big about, right? Because I think he's gone from like 1 to 5 or whatever. And he's just constantly growing lots of businesses. He's now an 8-figure guy, which is crazy. And he actually talks like he's just I don't hit my words, not his, kind of a puppet master, right? He's kind of,
yes,
running multiple teams, multiple businesses. He's having more fun, less time, and making more money. It's kind of like the triple threat.
The triple threat. I mean, I had a long conversation with him when we golfed on Tuesday, and this was cool because I got him in a different element.
Yeah.
And I just, to hear his brain, to see how it works. And literally, he has the systems and processes, and he literally just talks to his people at the specific companies for a few hours, maybe a couple hours. Okay, you're good. Like you just said, you got puppet master. Not in that context.
Yeah.
I'd rather say that he's an orchestrator.
There you go. That's a good one.
Okay.
Better.
Where he's doing his thing, but everyone's on key.
Nice. That's a much better.
Honestly,
orchestrator.
Yeah. Orchestrator, because he's orchestrating his businesses, and that's how you can scale. And I'm one to know, like, hey, listen, I don't know it, so help me. I'm humble enough to know, even if you make $1 million or more, that, hey, I need to learn more. Let's go.
Yeah. I think that's really interesting. So I'm guessing one of the, maybe for me, it would have been on the drive home, because you drove, right? Because you're just,
yes.
For me on the drive home, this is probably what I would have told myself. It'll be interesting to see if you were with family, so maybe you couldn't do it, but this is where my mind would have went. Got the award, big producer. Hear Ryan talk about being the orchestrator. Love the time with him one-on-one with golf, or 1-on-4, or whatever the event was. I probably would have said, damn, I spent too much time in my business last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Alyssa and I were talking about it, and I'm like, okay, how do I replace myself? How can I be out of the business and working on it versus in it? Okay. That's my constant question all the time, trying to figure out how. But you know what? It's not even the how, it's the who.
Yeah.
So who is going to replace me? I got to find.
Yeah.
And even though it literally, Michael, this is spot on. You said it. And the minute I got in the truck, I said, hey, listen, I got to make a lot of phone calls. We got to do this, this, and this.
Right.
We have 9 projects going right now for flipping. I have to go look at them. So I called up my main guy and I said, listen, you're going to go look at all the properties. I'm going to pay you $750, $1,000 a deal to make sure that I don't get called and you take care of it. And he's like, okay, I'm good. So guess what I just did? I don't have to go to the projects. He goes, now I go to him. Hey, how are we looking here, here, and here, and here? So in essence, a project manager, even though he has his own deals, but so immediately, how am I going to remove myself from that position was exactly that, thinking on how I can get myself out of in the business and working on the business.
That's awesome. Dude, it's going to be so much fun watching you this year. Thank you for being a part of this every Tuesday, Sunday, Saturday, Tuesday. Omar, how can people follow you?
Guys, follow me on IG at Omar_Alfaro, or check out my website, omaralfaro.com.
Thanks, bud.